Alright, here we have week 1 of the UDL versus Pippy. Now, my original audio for this wasn't quite the best, so we are doing post-com for this. It's a bit annoying, but it's fine. And as you can see on the screen here, they have a pretty threatening team. Their two Terra captains are Terra Landorus and Terra Hooper Unbound, both of them which are very scary threats in their own right. They are Terra Flying, Landorus. If it's like Terra Flying Choice Scarf, which was the set I was worried about, or they could go with their Terra Electric Cooper, which is also an interesting option. Maybe I guess it can help defensively sometimes, but also it could be to get like a powerful physical Terra Blast, or I guess it gets Thunderbolt as well. I think it could use that. But here we are just going to probably lead with our Garchomp, get our hazards up. If they lead some other stuff, it's probably fine. We do have switch-ins to most stuff, assuming, because maybe they want to go for an anti-lead with Blastoise or something. But yeah, we're gonna hop right into our game. Now we do actually have Terra Darkrai for this, which is very nice in the back. So that'll be very nice for this game. But yeah, here we see them lead with their Blastoise. So it is the anti-Garchomp lead that I expected. Now they could go for Flip Turn, but obviously I am not risking an Ice Beam turn 1, so I am just gonna go switch out. Now we could go to Gholdengo early, but Flip Turn's kind of annoying for Gholdengo because they get immediate pressure off. So Blastoise can't really do much damage to Quagsire. Like, even though our defenses aren't the best, and we are Choice Scarf, they can't really do that much damage to us, so I think it's pretty free just to go out into this here. Maybe we'll get some good chip off with like a close combo or something, or maybe Flip Turn if I predict them to switch out. And we do just go into this. Now Shell Smash could also be scary, but Shell Smash lead is also, but we do just see Ice Beam, and we take that pretty comfortably. And yeah, here we're just gonna go for a close combat, get our damage off. Skeledirge play will be super aggressive right now, especially if I go for a Sword Stance or something. That would really not go well for them. I do just think that they're probably gonna stay in and Flip Turn, so close combat will be my best play here. Now I do think over it for a bit. Obviously knockoff will be nice for catching that Skeledirge, but we do just go for close combat, get our damage off. It does like over 50%, so that's good damage, and we see that they want to go for a Flip Turn as I expected, so that's fine. And now we'll see what they want to go out into. So here we see them go out into Silly Me. That's gonna be the Landorus. So this is very interesting for sure. They probably want to go for something like a Terra Flying Terra Blast here, but obviously Earthquake's not the worst in this position as well. I definitely do not want to stay in here. Now they could also be Scarf, so, and yeah, this probably confirms that they are jolly on their Landorus to be faster than my Quagsire, or at least adamant. We are adamant on our Quagsire actually, because I figured that Landorus, Scarf Landorus would want to creep us, so we go Moltres, we go for a U-turn, so big opportunity here. Are we going to get the burn from a Flame Body? But we do not get it, so that's a bit unfortunate, but you know what can we do? Here they might want to go out, just back out into their Blastoise, which would make very much sense. To be honest, we could probably just go back out into Quagsire. They do have a few options they could go for here, but we'll just have to see what they want to go. And yep, that is their Blastoise. So here I do just want to go for a switch out, because if they're fast or something, that might not be good. They're probably not, so it's probably fine to go for a U-turn, but since this thing's low anyway, I don't really feel like it's a necessary risk I need to take. Now, obviously I could go Shaman here as well, predicting the water move. But I think Quagsire is perfectly fine, and we might want to save our eject button for later on our Shaman, which we do have. So here we just go back out into our work. See what they want to go for. They could go for flip turn, which would make much sense, but they do just end up going for a surf, so that is also perfectly fine with me. And here, I think it's just like, I don't believe in knockoff kills. Just go for what kills, go for close combat. They don't really have a great switch into this unless they want to go for Skeleton, and I'm pretty sure they don't know about Scarf yet, so I will simply go for close combat. And we do see them switch out, but we actually see them go out into their Landra, so quite an aggressive play, but I get it. It's my only move back can kill. I assume they don't know that I'm Scarf yet, but them being Scarf is also quite likely in my opinion. And here, yeah, I do kind of need to switch out. They could go for U-turn again. I guess maybe they want to go for Flying Terror Blast, but they could also go for Earthquake, which seems pretty free. Yeah, I do think my number one prediction is probably Flying Terror Blast, so which is why I would rather go to Moltres rather than Shaman. But we do see them actually go for Rock Slide, and it just picks up the one-hit KO. So that's a bit unfortunate. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if Rock Slide actually killed Quagsire from this range. I mean, it's Landra and it probably did, but it definitely wasn't something I was keeping in mind when playing this game. But here they could be locked into this. We are just gonna get up our hazards here. We have a defensive Garchomp here. Just get up their hazards since Gholdengo actually can't really break through. Well, Blastoise can't really break through our Gholdengo, so getting hazards up here is pretty free. And we are just gonna see what they want to go for. They do switch out, not getting any damage off, which, like, to be honest, further supports my thoughts that they might be Choice Scarf on it. But at some point I'm gonna have to commit to it and, you know, have to just face it. Are they Scarf or not? Because, to be honest, it's pretty hard to get information here. So we go out into our Gholdengo. As to try and block the Rapid Spin, and it works accordingly. They are not able to get that off, and now here we have a pretty free Shadow Ball into their team. Our Gholdengo is also pretty, especially defensively invested, so we could take on that Blastoise. Even a Shell Smash variant we will be able to take on. They actually go to Skeledirge, I guess the one I was most surprised to see in the builder, and it's gonna take a lot of damage from the Shadow Ball. Now, Moltres is also gone. They might just elect to let this go down, to be honest. I'm not sure. It's also heavy duty boot, so it doesn't really counter Darkrai, so I'm not sure about this one. I'll be honest, I did expect maybe something like a Mandibuzz to come in this slot, but I do understand why they might want to bring it, and we are just able to get a KO. So their Skeledirge goes down, and now we are a kill at peace. And here they might just want to go out into the Lando or something, or Hooper, both of which can put a lot of pressure on my team. Now, Garchomp should be able to eat a hit, but obviously we don't have the greatest switch-ins to them. Yeah. Here we just wait for their play. So here we see them come out into their Hooper. They're not heavy duty boots or anything. Now they could be Choice Scarf, which is also a pretty scary set from here. I guess there could be other sets as well, but we kind of need to switch in. If they're not Choice Scarf, Garchomp can outspeed next turn, and we should live any hit from this. I believe we might also eat banded, though I'm not quite sure about that on the calc. But we do go out into our Garchomp. We are physically defensive. We should always eat a physical move if it wants to go for, or even a special move. But we get crit. And yeah, that is a devastating crit. We also see that they are life orb. They're not even banded, okay, so that never killed. That is a really rough critical hit from us. Definitely starts to put us on the back foot. And yeah, our position is just not great now. Here I do go out in the Quagsire. We should always kill this from this range, or at least get good damage off. And yeah, that is very annoying because we would have been faster. We would have been able to get more hazards, more chip, more damage. But no, it does not happen. And now we are really put on the back foot here against their team. And here, I opt to go for a wave crash. Maybe they want to go for an aggressive Lando play like they made before. But I'll be honest, they had no need. They just go out into their Blastoise. No matter what move I went for, this probably would have fine. Except that they're not going to get another opportunity to spin in this game. Not that Gholdengo would probably have allowed it anyway. So here they do just let their Blastoise go down. So we get another kill, but the damage is done. And they are now in a much better position. So we do get our Moxie boost. We are Choice Scarf, but I suspect that they will want to go out into their Landorus here. Just go for a Terraflying Terra Blast or something, want to kill us, but they could also even kill us with an Earthquake, which would also make sense if they want to save Terra for that Hoopa or something, which I could also see them doing. And yeah, we do just see their Lando here now. It's pretty certain that Quagsire will pretty much always die to this. I don't really have to switch in. But here, I contemplate what to do. It's quite a hard spot. This Lando does really put me in a pin, even if it hasn't terrored. It probably will eventually. Like Shaman checks this, but only if it doesn't terror, and that's why I was so scared of Terraflying Terra Blast. I hope the Moltres would help be able to take it on, but we are seeing that this is a massive issue now, especially with Garchomp and all the whole event Hoopa, and we do see Terraflying. So yeah, it's safe to say a Terraflying Terra Blast is just gonna come off here. They've shown they're not boots or anything, so I'm just gonna have to go with it and say I think that you are Choice Scarf. Now obviously it hurts not having any proof of this, but I have been playing around it like it's Scarf with my Quagsire. And yeah, we're just gonna have to make the play. To be honest, maybe just staying in, going for a wave crash, confirming my suspicions might have been the play there to see whether it was Scarf. I consider doing it now actually, whether to go for it, but obviously I went through all the effort in saving this mon for later, so I'm just gonna go out into Gholdengo. Darkrai can actually pick this off pretty easily if it is not Choice Scarf. It is by far the scariest set, and I'm gonna respect it. I'm simply gonna go for a Shadow Ball. I'm gonna have to make the call that they are Choice Scarf. So here, it's as the timer ticks down, it's pretty excruciating. They could just go for an Earthquake, do a lot of damage to me, and it's a tough position, but the end game will be a lot better for our Darkrai if they are not Choice Scarf, and it's a play I have to make. I have a lot of suspicions and clues that do lead to this. Obviously nothing to confirm it, but they do switch out, and yeah, that's pretty much confirms that they are Choice Scarf. And we get the play correct as they go out into their Jirachi. They didn't really have many switch-ins to the Shadow Ball. Now obviously I assume this is a very specially defensive Jirachi, and here we just go for a Shadow Ball as we also see that they are Citrus Berry and heal up a bit. So here I could go for a number of plays. We do also have Recover on this set, so any damage from this Jirachi probably can be healed up. I don't assume it could do the most, especially since it seems to be defensively invested of that Shadow Ball, so we're just gonna go for another one, get our good damage off on this thing. And we see that they're actually slower, though we are no speed, and that is because they go for a Trick Room. Now, this, there's a very clear play for me that I can see here. They are Citrus Berry, they're not screens or anything, so I think they have a very free play here, and that is to go for a Healing Wish, heal up that Landorus, get it out of range of a few things, heal up that Hooper. It hasn't taken much chip damage, but obviously it's going to take another round of rocks and damage from rocks and life orb it would like to appreciate, so we do just go for a nasty plot here. We have to make go for a play, and I'm pretty sure this is where it is. They could also go for a U-turn, but we do see a Healing Wish. My play works out, and as we are Colbur, we should always live a hit from this Hooper Unbound. Now I really just gotta hope that they do not get another crit like before, like on that Garchomp, but surely it can't hit twice, right? Well, we'll just have to see. So they get the Healing Wish, they get some damage healed up on the Hooper, but we are +2, so after Make It Rain should always kill from here, believe, even maybe before Life Orb, but we do see Hyperspace Fury here, and we do survive. That's the big moment we are looking for, and we are simply just gonna go for a Make It Rain, and yep, we go for it right there, and we are able to take it out, so that is big. And now, since we are slower than Lando, and they also have their Iron Valiant in the back, it could be argued that this Trick Room actually works out for us. Now, I think they went off the assumption that I wasn't Colbur, or maybe they just forgot. Thought they could force a pin on it with Lando and Hooper, which does make sense, but now there are 2 turns of Trick Room remaining, and they have 2 mods left. We are still +1s, and to be honest, this game looks pretty wrapped up, and they might have sealed their fate by going for Trick Room here. Obviously, I'm not sure what they have in the back, but it's looking pretty likely that we will just be able to take this off the back of Gholdengo, living that crucial Hyperspace Fury. Obviously, that crit on Garchomp was quite annoying. There were a few plays that I regretted going for. Maybe it could have saved health on Shaman there, since I didn't really need health on Quagsire, or rather it was probably very hard just to bring back in and position. And we do just see Lando come back in with that Intimidate, but we are still under Trick Room, so we just go for Make It Rain. A neutral Make It Rain will always kill Iron Valiant easily. There's like no denying that. So here it is free to go for Make It Rain. I probably could have gone for a Shadow Ball as well, but I don't know, maybe if they lived or something, even though they really shouldn't have from that range, I believe. But things work out. Their Landorus goes down, and now they are just left with their Iron Valiant under one last turn of Trick Room. Now we do have Terra Darkrai in the back, which will be able to KO this, even if that isn't. We do also see that they are boosted speed. Our Darkrai always lives a hit from this, so we should always win. But yeah, we are simply going to be able to pick this off. Now, seeing that their boosted speed, maybe it was better for our Quagsire just to go for that play there and not have to risk the mind games of whether they are Scarf or not. But everything does end up working out for us, and we are able to get a 4-0 dub off the back of Gholdengo, just putting in so much work under that Trick Room. And yeah, that's gonna be our week 1 game of the UDL. GG's to Pippy, and yeah, that's it. I don't know, leave a like or subscribe, something you meant to say that or something. And yeah, that's the game. If some of my other games are on, they might be shown on screen right now, but I do also have my draft analysis that you should also go check out, or just the other coaches that are currently in this league. I think it's going to be very fun. We do have Terra Darkrai, even if he didn't hit the field this time, I'm sure it's going to be a fun season.